It's raining in the greenhouse again because of moisture, and I was boiling water in here to help heat up the place. So I'm gonna go through some things that I've had going on in here. I've had this, which is the all famous cooktop, and this pot filled with water to help heat up the greenhouse. It heats for 4 hours each day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. And also what creates some heat and also gives the plants some more light is this work light stand. Something you can get at Home Hardware or the Canadian Tire. Yeah. And that helps the plants grow. Some of the plants are growing, which is nice, and they haven't died yet. They're really hardy plants, so that's one thing about growing greens in a greenhouse, is that in the winter you want hardy plants, so the mint's still alive and celery's still doing pretty good, and my phone doesn't like to focus very well. So that's a good start. And what was I going to talk about? I just knew what I was going to talk about, but now I don't. There's a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember at all. Not a single thing. Well, while I'm trying to figure out what to do, let's see if we can find the goldfish. By the way, we still need to name the goldfish, because, you know, whatever. Although, maybe I haven't uploaded that video yet. Who knows? Goldfish, goldfish, are you dead? Are you alive? Are you swimming? Are you frozen? You're very good at hiding. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, we have the light, and I remember what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about this little timer here. So I have this timer here. It's a little electronic timer. It's, I don't know, $20, $40. You can get these things for cheaper even. But this one's really good. You have your set time stuff, but I'll just go through here. I have it programmed to turn on at 4 a.m. So the lights come on, and it increases the grow time, and then it shuts off at 6 o'clock, and so it heats up the greenhouse in the morning, and then it starts again at 6 p.m. and then turns off again at 8 p.m. So that helps keep it warm through the night and heat up in the morning and things like that. So that's great, but not all the time are you going to be able to have your greenhouse grid tied. So this greenhouse is grid tied because I have an extension cord running out here from outlet, and obviously I'm using electricity. Other ways of getting rid of your dependency on the grid are solar and wind energy and having battery banks and things like that. And that's like the perfect thing to do, is not have to rely on companies and have a cost-effective solution to generate your own electricity. But I don't, so that's what I'm doing right now. And I also want to talk a bit about the glazing, which is the plastic covering of the greenhouse. So right now in my greenhouse, I only have a single wall of plastic. So that has no insulation value, pretty much is non-existent, so it's hard to keep this greenhouse warm. And also you end up with a lot of condensation building up on the inside because you have that barrier, which is cold on one side and warm on the other and moist. So it's cold outside, it's dry, things like that. What? Are we still recording? Yes, we are. Anyways, as I drop the phone in the really wet bed thing that is terrible, and I should just get rid of it altogether probably. Maybe put the reflective stuff on the back wall, on the north-facing wall, to help reflect light into the plants. That'd be a good idea, because right now it's on the south and it's just kind of sitting up here and not letting light in. It's only about 2 feet high though, so not a big deal. What was I talking about? I was talking about the glazing, right? Yes. Are we upside down? I have no clue. I started recording on one side, and then I dropped the phone, and maybe I'm recording on the other side. Who knows? We'll see when I upload it. But yeah, the glazing on this is only single walled, so it has no insulation value. Having a double-sided glazing would be better. So I'm going to draw on my little whiteboard in here, my trusty whiteboard, kind of how you want to design a greenhouse if you want to design it a bit better than I did. So you're probably, this is just some stuff that I was going to try and talk about, but I have no clue how to talk about it right now. So let's just wipe it all up and scrub it all up. It's all kind of really wet too. It's all really wet. Anyways, so you have your greenhouse, and if you have the glazing, so I should probably do this in blue, the glazing. Anyway, so for a double wall glazing, you kind of want some sort of frame. It's pretty easy to make it out of wood. Make it in sections or the whole structure, and then you want your glazing on one side and on the other, and this effectively makes a really good insulator because air doesn't transfer heat very well. Moist air does transfer heat better than dry air does. So that means if you have the inside of the greenhouse on this side and the heat's coming out, you end up with this barrier of heat trying to go through here, but taking a while, and some of it being reflected back inside. And the heat coming out here doesn't come out of here very quickly, so it doesn't go onto the outside. And that's why you want to design a greenhouse with double glazing, especially for winter climates, is to help keep it warmer and keep the heat in and keep it from freezing. Right now I have the worst system probably, which is just a single glazing. It's not perfectly sealed. The plastic isn't attached very well, which also causes another problem where you have the plastic moves a lot. So it moves a whole bunch, and it causes all these little micro tears that eventually break. So I'll show you some of those on the outside here. So if you see my door, because my door is where it happens all the time, and see if I can get this focused in on here. But you see this little kind of line here? Oh, right here. This line, it's like a little tear, like a little cut that's developing. That's just from the plastic being folded over and over and over again. And that vibrations or the folding effect on the plastic, this loose plastic, causes it to fail. It ends up only lasting 1 year, whereas it could have lasted maybe 10 years. So that's a big problem. It's going to have air leaks and things like that, but it only needed to survive a season, and it was kind of just an experiment. So I'm just going to have to deal with that and make a better one next time. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to share, I guess. And you guys keep having fun. I'm going to keep making videos when I can. I've been working like crazy at the greenhouse, and hopefully I'll still be working there and making some money. Maybe I'll be able to afford to making a better greenhouse, and then I'll be living in a better greenhouse in winter, and maybe just scrap this one or just use it for storage or something like that. Anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later, and have a good night.